The shovel in hand, she roams the universe, exploring every land, no map, no reverse. Oh, Digger 420, curious Canuck, answers on your mind, never getting stuck. Riding waves of stars through the cosmic sea, finding who we are in the galaxy. She's got questions to ask and a fire that won't die, unraveling each task under the sky. Oh, Digger 420, curious Canuck, answers on your mind, never getting stuck. Riding waves of stars through the cosmic sea, finding who we are in the galaxy. She's got questions to ask and a fire that won't die, unraveling each task under the sky. Oh, Digger 420, curious Canuck, answers on your mind, never getting stuck.
Because, you know. Hello, everyone. How are you? It is 4 p.m. here in the Pacific Northwest. It was actually a sunshiny day and kind of dry. Yeah. How about you guys? How's it been in your neck of the woods? I was able to get a bunch of stuff done in between one stream and another. And I was also able to watch some more Alone because I've been binge watching Alone for a while now with Johnny, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm really loving that show. I won't I won't mention the fact that it's a Canadian show that was based in Vancouver Island for a while, and it's basically where I grew up as a child. That's exactly the terrain, the environment we were, playing in as kids and teenagers. It was really cool to watch, and now they're in Mongolia, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, hello, Arch Magnus. Good to see you again. Gigi, I saw that you popped in to say hello. Hello, hun. I've been seeing you. I'm not speaking in chats because I'm doing a zillion other things too, but I've been listening to Nick in the daytimes when I'm not actually streaming myself. I've had Nick on, and I've seen you in there. So yeah, I'm there, and I love you guys, even if I'm not saying. I'll try and be a better person and like say hi when I'm in there. But I can't do 8 things at once. I can't be in a chat and doing a chore and taking care of the cats. I'm just not able to do that. But I'll try and be a better friend and be visible. It's nice to see you, hon. Hello, Buck, you too. I will try to, or I have been popping in. I think I actually said hello at the expert the other night. I did kind of have you guys on in the background. Was it yesterday? It was just last night, wasn't it? Yeah. So I'm there. I'm just, like I said, doing a bunch of different stuff. So I don't concentrate on the chat, or I can't, because I would do that to the exclusion of everything else I'm doing. Hello, PAB at Fargo. Thank you. You like the reading today. Thank you. And hello again, Peggy. How you doing? Beautiful day. It gets dark too early. Yeah, I don't know. I'm used to it. I also live in the mountains. So again, and it's just more reason I'm used to it. It gets dark early. when you're living in the valley, it's yeah, it gets dark early. But I had to I had as the beautiful cadence backdrop to my day today. The landlord had folks in fixing the thing that's supposed to be a parking lot. Um, that was more of an obstacle course. They were fixing it. So, there you go. It's another thing that the landlord, the new owner, is doing to actually upgrade the property. So, yay. I mean, I don't have a car, so it's not really going to affect me all that much. But it was, just pulling in to the driveway, there was 3 ginormous potholes because the one had been formed, and so people started going around it. So a second formed, so people started going around it the other way, and the third one formed. And at that point, you're no matter what you do, you're going to be going through potholes. And that was just to enter. That was not the rest of the place. So yeah, it's going to be really nice for the owners of cars. It's going to be a nice change. Hello, Pen of Bishop. Good to see you again. Buck is asking, is my computer working? It isn't. It isn't. Honest goodness, I forgot to check. And I was going to do that after the morning stream. I need to double check and make sure that people are going to sound normal to me when I have them invited into the stream with me. Oh, it's a brand new one. I don't want to ruin the brand new one yet. There we go. It's my box of notes. I've got things I can't forget. Invite to stream to test. There. Okay. Now I'm going to sit it right there. So that's what I'm looking at the entire night. I think it should work. But I have to just make sure. But crossing fingers. It's just a matter of getting an appointment to bring the PC into the place I bought it, and then being able to get a ride there with my PC, and then a ride home with it when they're done with it. I've got money that I can use for it. It's just a matter of getting it there. So that's on me. Well, that's interesting. Why is there a question mark, but you won't let me? Sorry. Yeah, StreamYard's added a whole bunch of special stuff, but it's interesting. It's got like a question mark, but it won't let me highlight the question mark. So I have no idea what it's questioning or helping me with. But anyways, yeah. So, I'm probably going to end up having to pay the cab and just shelling out for that too. But what can you do? That'll be a good $50 just to get it there and back. But what can you do? I'll do some shopping in the little shopping area when I go there, so it's not wasted. But I'll get on that sooner rather than later, because that will definitely help too. Thank you once again, though, to Brian, Brian the Science, or Brian from Nucleatic Gaming, however you guys know him. Brian is Brian, and he helped me out an awful lot. Johnny, you guys know Johnny. He too helped me out quite a bit. And I don't know if he's listening. I don't know. No, he's probably working. But my ex came over and helped me out a lot with the physical looking, the stuff you have to look at the screen and do. He was able to come and help me with. Also figured out exactly what kind of RAM I need so I can upgrade it. So that'll all get done when I can get it to the place to get it done. Sooner rather than later. Hello, Mr. Q. How you doing? And hello, Special Emissary. Good to see you too. Yeah, so it's been interesting. We've managed to do quite a bit of stuff to it. So it is running a lot better, but there's things, it's still like It likes to crash for no reason. Sometimes it's just, you know, the YouTube or the Discord, but more often than not, it's like the whole browser. Also, for some reason, even though the tower is the one that's hardwired to the modem that I have. It's a modem, not a router. I don't need a router. Yeah. Any which ways, it's a modem, and it's hardwired to the tower, and yet the tower gets kicked off the internet, even though my tablet and phone, which are connected to that same internet, only using Wi-Fi, they still are connected to the internet, and the modem itself is working fine. But for whatever reason, the only thing that's hardwired to it is the thing that's getting booted off it. So I don't know. It's annoying, but we'll figure it out. In the meantime, I'm able to do this stuff, and I'm able to join people. I haven't joined a Rumble Studio stream yet, but I've joined others in StreamYard, and then Johnny runs his show through Discord and OBS or Streamlabs, Stream Elements, one of the streams. So yeah, I just have to test how it works with StreamYard, which is the one that I use. So Mr. Q, this evening, you're busy, cooking, baking, and drinking. A bunch of people showing up for the deer hunt this weekend. Gotcha. So you're cooking elk brisket, and Rice Krispie bars. Nice. Going to turn the brisket into pulled elk. Nice. Very nice. Boss gave you a great elk skull. Oh, an elk skull for the farm. That's cool. That'd be really cool. I never did get to grow up. My mom did. She grew up on a cattle ranch. Well, the family, all the different. There was 3 brothers, and my granddad was one of the 3 brothers, and then there was a bunch of cousins too. But they all had their own ranches and whatnot, and then the main family ranch is there as well. But so Mom grew up doing all that fun stuff. I never got a chance, so. I know, Buck. I know. I read it wrong, or I read quickly and skipped a word. Elf brisket. I knew I couldn't let that one just slide. Elk brisket. One tiny little 3-letter word, but it makes a huge difference on what what you're getting out of it, eh? Hello, Bull Steve. How you doing? Good to see you. The buffalo picture. That's not the buffalo picture. It's you. And let's see. Leg of Legolas. Right? Actually, he wouldn't have much. There wouldn't be enough meat on that leg. Eating an elf. There's not a whole lot of meat on an elf in general, eh? Let me go back here. Oh, don't ask me questions right now. Silly thing. Oh, I missed that. I saw The Rise of Alberta, most Albertan man in the world. That was good. But no, wait a minute. That's this one. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't get anything with an elk. Now I've got to find us back. Where did you send it? The buffalo picture. I don't have a buffalo picture. You'll have to resend it to me in Discord. In Alberta independence news today, they're passing a bill to totally disconnect themselves from Ottawa. It's great. It is, in fact, true. Saskatchewan is doing the same thing as we speak. And BC, yay! And Manitoba, yay! are just a few steps behind in the process from Alberta and Saskatchewan. So it's really looking like independence independence is coming. It's interesting, Mr. Q. It really is. It's really interesting. I was watching something just a little while ago talking about it. Um, it's not something I ever expected to see in my life, but it's really happening, and I am glad of it. You know, I never thought I would be um, excited to hear about things like that, you know, separating from Canada. That's a stupid Quebecer thing to do, right? It was never, you know, a realistic thing that anyone would do. But the West has had enough. We've literally had enough. We pay out 80% of the taxes for the equalization. We were listening to the thing. 80% of the taxes to pay for all the, you know, infrastructure stuff and social services and stuff, right? They pay out a percentage per province. But then because we earn so much, not only do we pay out the most, but we receive back the least. So the West has been funding everything for Ottawa for forever. And it's finally enough. I don't know how many people, if you ask, you know, man on the street right now in my local town, what they would say one way or the other. Honestly, I live in the interior. We kind of just go on and get along until you really fuck us, and it hasn't really been an effect yet, right? We haven't really felt it here yet, but it's pretty nice because Alberta and Saskatchewan can't really go without BC. We're too pivotal. We're too much of we're too important. Not to mention, it's another feather in America's cap. Getting BC, that gives you the land, sea, and air rights for the whole west coast of North America. Just by getting BC, not to mention the port and all the other stuff. It would be nice because you could maybe help us rebuild our trains, make them traveler friendly again. That would be cool. Hello, Brian. How you doing? Bull Steep is just getting home after a long day. Good. Nice. Yeah. Sit back and relax. That's what we're here for, just to hang out and relax. Mr. Q is saying he's got a lot of family up in Alberta. Yeah. It's interesting. I think all of my family is West Coast, both sides, West Coast, very much Alberta and BC. I know that my dad's family briefly stopped in Atlanta at some point because we've got family out there. But that would have been probably just before, just after, around World War I, because I know that we were all here and well established in BC by the time World War II rolled around. So yeah, we've been here for a good while now, and it would be interesting to see what happens, you know, because everything would have to change. Military, taxes, money, everything has to be changed. So it's a big undertaking, and it's really cool to see it's in effect. And like I said, BC and Manitoba are just a few steps behind in the process. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys do to get the CCP out of Vancouver and out of control of the Lower Mainland. That'll be interesting. That's going to be a bit of a fight, I believe. They've been there forever. The Chinese have been in Vancouver for as long as there's been a Vancouver. Um, they help build the stuff, not necessarily by choice or not necessarily fairly, but you know, they were there helping to build Vancouver. So they've been there a while. It's going to be hard to get them out, but it'd be nice to see too. I'd like to get rid of the extreme socialism that's going on. It still bothers me, even though I quit smoking. It still bothers that I couldn't walk down the street in my hometown and smoke a cigarette as I walk down the street. And it bothers me even more that if I went to go hiking on the trails and I wanted to have a cigarette or a doobie while I sit by the river and listen to the water, I'm not allowed to do that and I'll get fined for that. That really, really, really bothers me. That's too far. That's too much control. And I don't like it. I don't like it. So it'd be neat to see the CCP get out of there and maybe bring us back to a little bit more, not necessarily conservative, but just common sense stuff, you know? Common sense would be good. It would be very nice. Apparently my what's his I can't even remember his name now. Carney. Apparently Carney has managed to wrestle himself into a majority government. Or he's about to. There's been two conservative MPs that have crossed over and become liberal. Now a third MP has just said he's resigning. No real reason. He's just resigning, but he's a young guy. Like, it's not like he's retiring. He's a young dude. So yeah, the fact that he's resigning is because, again, he's conservative. He's in Edmonton. So yeah, he's just resigning. It doesn't bode well. Too many places are falling under the Liberal control. So what is it? Ottawa is not going to let go of the West that easy. Buck is saying our Western Canada rep is from where you are, BC. He hates that you all get your money siphoned off and given to certain other Canadians, Ottawa and Quebec mainly. Yes. Between BC, Alberta, and Saskatchewan, we produce, like I said, like 80%, or we produce the bulk of everything. We pay 80% of everything we make goes to Ottawa to go into the equalization payments, but we pay in the most and we receive the least, and it's never been fair. And yeah, it's interesting. It's not going to be easy, and they're not going to let us go without a fight. But the fact that we've got America standing behind us going, if you don't allow their independence, we will just adopt them as states, and then you can really go fuck yourself. So it's the first time we've ever had actual real leverage behind us. So yeah, it's interesting. It's exciting times. And I never thought I'd want something like this to happen. You know, I always used to joke, Quebec can separate all they want. They can take their percentage of the debt and they can fuck off. That's great. But I never once thought that we'd leave. You know, I'm Canadian. I'm a Canuck. I was noticing that I wouldn't be a Canuck anymore. The Vancouver Canucks would have to change their name, you know, because they wouldn't be Canucks anymore. It's yeah, a lot of stuff would change. Military, money, our system of government, voting, housing, social services, infrastructure, everything would change, would have to change. So yeah, it's pretty huge. They're not going to let it happen without a fight. Like getting two people to leave the Conservative Party and join the Liberals, thus giving the power over to Carney, you know. It's just political wrangling and wheel dealing, and suddenly he's got full control over the country. It's yeah. It's boring. It used to be back in the day, they would be able to call, or they would call the federal elections before the polls closed in BC, because we're 3 hours behind, right? So the votes from Alberta and BC weren't enough to cause any fluctuation or anything, so they could safely call it before our polls were even closed. That was back in the day, but still, it's yeah, it's weird. And it's also interesting, the last provincial election we had, the Conservative Party of BC almost, or was slated to pull off a win for the first time in almost 100 years. But suddenly, for the first time ever, for the provincial election, we suddenly had Dominion voting machines. Very strange. We've never ever used them before. And you'd think after the decade or more of reporting about just how easy to hack they are, that we would never ever use them. But the time where the Liberal Party, well, not the Liberal Party, the NDP, but it's the same thing. But when it looked like they were going to lose control of BC, all of a sudden we're using a Dominion voting machines. It's, it's weird. It's weird, right? It's very strange how these things work. And then, the bills. Mr. Q, I just think they're really doing it. That Bill 1 proposition that they were talking about today for Alberta, where they no longer have to obey Ottawa when it comes to selling goods out of country. That's amazing, and that's got the pipeline, specifically the pipeline in mind, but it's going to open it's going to open the doors for so much trade, and like I said, the bulk of everything produced and exported comes from the West. We don't need them. We don't need them. It's that simple. So yeah, it's very cool. Exciting times, or as my favorite quote, may you live in interesting times. Well, we're living in interesting freaking times. Oh, Brian's saying he got his resin printer a new vat. Nice. And it only took 2 minutes to install. That's awesome. So you can get on it right away. So what are you going to print now? What are you printing first? Both my great grandparents on my mom's side were POWs for World War one from Austria, one from Germany, and they just got along because they spoke the same language. There you go. There you go. I don't know about World War I, but I know 3 of my 4 grandparents and all of their siblings, male siblings anyways, fought in World War II. My grandma, for example, was one of 13 kids, 13 or 15. I can't remember though, because I'm bad with numbers and those two mix, but either 13 or 15 kids. I think she was closer to the elder side of things, but yeah, 13 kids. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of kids that just one family to fight in World War II. My granddad on my mom's side, her dad met her mom because her mom was Welsh, from Wales, from South Wales, and she was a nurse. So they met because he was in the Signal Corps and she was a nurse, and sparks flew, and he took her back to Canada with him at the end of the war. Yeah, we're Canadian. We're Western Canada through and through. We developed the province My mom's side of the family built, um, developed much of what is now known as the Caribou in BC. Um, it's yeah, I've got history here. Mr. Q is saying it's lame, to hell with China. I want to go back to the good old days where you can smoke in a bar. I don't want to smoke in a bar. That was always gross. I never liked smoking indoors. I don't mind having to go stand outside and smoke. I don't even mind having to stand, 6 feet away or whatever from the doors. Makes sense. Give me a covered area that I can go to and have my smoke, and that was fine. But the fact that you can't smoke while you're walking down the street, and you can't smoke when you're hiking, you can't smoke while you're sitting and listening to the river rush and the salmon run. Like, you can't. It's, I don't know. I think you're verging in on people's natural born rights. Not necessarily to smoke, but to tell people what you can do in the woods when they're, but like that you're controlling everything. I don't know. We're so far gone in the lower mainland. It's so far gone down the socialist hill. It's weird. It was very dystopian. My hometown looked so beautiful, so manicured, so well kept and clean. Like clean. The sidewalks and shit were super clean. But on the other hand, there was so much stuff that you couldn't do. So many things that you could no longer do there. Um, that seemed like things that people shouldn't, have the right to infringe on. I don't know. It really bothered me, and it still bothers me from time to time, because I can't comprehend. But on the flip side, that socialist utopia is the absolute perfect place for two of my aging parents to spend their retirement years in. The place that they downsized to, they're literally across the street from the river where the salmon spawn, and the footbridge, so that you can stand and look over at the river as it runs past. They've On the other side, they've got like a block and a half that they have to walk, in their downtown. Everything's been perfectly manicured. The old trees, the overgrown, thick, old growth forest has all been cleared away and manicured to within an inch of its life. You can see for miles uh, up and down trails that used to be overgrown forest. Um, my parents are so safe there. It's amazing, and I love it. Um, I could never live there again. Not unless I had to go there to take care of them. I mean, I'll do anything to take care of them, obviously, but no, I would never want to live there again. It's weird. Too much, just too much. But yeah, it would be nice to see the CCP. I don't mind the Chinese Canadians. It's the CCP control that I want to get rid of. Um, we can do without that here in BC. Hello, Volusia. Good to see you. Common sense doesn't exist in government. Very true. That is true. No matter how much I'd like it. Bulls Deep. I know Canadians who liked Pierre until they thought the global banker would stick it to Trump. Yeah. Trump he even said that he wanted Dipstick instead of Pierre. Because, oh shit, why am I blanking on his name? Carney. Carney's a banker. He's a world banker. He's the one that helped negotiate Brexit. And you can ask any Brit just how well that went for them. He put the Bank of Canada on the path which led it to where it is now, before he went and handled Brexit. People were so Yeah, but then Pierre Poilievre he is the same thing, only instead of working for the world bankers, he works for the UN. They're the ones who pull his strings. You can see it by the way the Conservative Party of Canada votes and moves. You can tell as well in the way he votes, his voting pattern, or more importantly, the ones that he abstains from, or the ones that he has technical troubles so he can't get online in time, you know, that sort of thing. Um, he's just as dirty. A lot of bills have been passed in the different provinces on the down low. People don't even realize it, that give the UN sweeping powers of control over Canada and its people the next time the Canadian government decides to call it either a national emergency, or if there's another pandemic, the UN can just then walk in and take control. And there is no end date. There is no point at which they leave and give it back to us, the people. That's it. It's just it's under control of the UN. So, you know, Pierre is really not that much better. I prefer Maxime Bernier, not because he's any better than anyone else. They're all dirty. Don't get me wrong. They're all bought and paid for. You can't get that far in politics without having dirty stuff. But his People's Party of Canada is the only one, again, like, where is it here? Like Volusia was saying, it's the only one that's got common sense, has a common sense platform. They're the only ones who are using logic and talking about making real changes that would actually affect the way Canada is for the good. But no one votes for, or not as many people vote for PPC because he hasn't been able to get a house in Parliament, or a seat in Parliament. He can't even get himself elected as an MP anywhere in the country in order to get himself a seat in Parliament. And if he, the head of the party can't get a seat in Parliament, if they don't have any MPs in Parliament, they're powerless, right? So the People's Party of Canada has basically been cock-blocked since its inception because he can't get the numbers to get in. It's interesting that Maxime Bernier separated from the Conservative Party of Canada and created the People's Party years ago because he saw that the Conservative Party was following along the UN agenda, and he didn't like it. And he saw that the powers were being taken away from the average Canadian. He didn't like it. He fought for years to try and change it from within the party. And he finally got to a breaking point, said enough's enough. He left the Conservative Party and created the PPC to get away from all this stuff. He's been around long before like COVID or any of that stuff happened. The PPC's been around a long time, and he's always been talking common sense, which is why he can't get a single seat in Parliament. The interesting thing with that is the PPC has got a really good ground movement. You're seeing more and more PPC people in, the municipalities and the larger towns and cities. So it's a grassroots sort of a party, but it's coming in leaps and bounds. It did in 1 year what the Green Party took 40 years, and they still haven't done. Or not 40, 20 years, but they still haven't managed. And the PPC managed to do it in a year. So it's coming, but not fast enough, in my opinion. I got 2 years. The way I see it, either do it in 2026 or 2027. Otherwise, we're out of Trump. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, we need to get it done in the next couple of years. He is the thing that gives us the power to do this. So yeah, we got to act fast. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. because who knows who's getting in next after Trump, and who knows if we can, use the same card. Probably we could continue to use it. I don't see people getting rid of it, even to spite the Trump admin, once Trump leaves, just because you get so much by taking Saskatchewan, Alberta, BC. You're taking everything from Canada. The bulk of our resources and our exporting, and it comes from us. And yeah, Ottawa cannot afford to let it go. So it's going to be a very interesting ride the next couple of years. Mr. Q saying you can just call you Canucks instead of Canadians, and that's that easy. Well, I guess so. We could be Canucks still, even though we're not Canadians. We'd be the Canucks still, potentially. Bulls Deep. Strategically, the U.S. and Canada having a grassroots understanding and cooperation could benefit both our nations' people the most. Exactly. And speaking of that, strategically, if the provinces had a grassroots understanding and cooperation, that too would benefit the provinces and the whole country. But that's never been allowed to have been set up. There are more tariffs that Ottawa places on Canadians and Canadian goods than there are that they place on you guys. So you think it's insane, the tariffs, the percentages we're charging you guys for like beef and dairy and stuff? That's nothing compared to the charges we charge ourselves for those same products. It's really ridiculous. If we could just do the interprovincial trading, that would make a huge thing. And again, with the four of us walking away and doing our own thing, we can do that. And that's going to make a huge difference. It's going to finally bring some power and control back to the people who are actually busting their butts to make the money. So, hello, Patrick. Good to see you. And Rock Monster. Hello. Say there's a no vote on this budget. We have some turncoats cross the floor and be part of the diaper face party. More liberals did the mask walk. Well, and that's yes. That's the thing. That's what they've been doing right now. They've got the two turncoats who have already crossed the floor to join the Liberals. There's, like I said, the MP from Edmonton in Alberta. He's resigning out of nowhere. He's just like, yeah, sorry, can't do it no more. See ya. And with that, and just like that, Mark Carney's got majority government. It's scary. And when the when the rats see which way the wind is blowing, there's going to be a lot more folks who run across to the Liberal Party. So again, we need to nip that in the bud right now, and we need to leave before they can do any more damage to us. Oh, sorry. What do I think of Mark Carney? I think he's a dirty banker. He's a world banker. That's even worse. He's not just a banker, but he's a world banker. He, like I said, he put the Bank of Canada on the path that has led it to where it is today, where just recently the head of the Bank of Canada said, and I quote, Canadians are just going to have to get used to a lower standard of living. Period. We're just going to have to get used to a lower standard of living. So that's what Carney started. And then he left Canada and he went and worked for the EU, and then with the UK specifically during the Brexit adventure. He was the head banker involved in negotiations for that. And you can go and talk to the UK people and ask them what they think of what Mark Carney was able to do for them in that. And then he's come back here and spent most of his time in Europe hobnobbing with his WEF friends and spending our money on everyone but us. So that's what I think. My tagline on Twitter is now Mark Carney is not my PM. So there you go. That's what I think of him. Honestly believe that voting machines are the reason that local elections turn out the way they should, and federal elections and state elections turn out terrible. I agree. Even in the primary election races. I agree. We used to be able to do paper ballots put into boxes that were still able to be counted up and tallied and sent to Ottawa to decide the federal government in an evening. It is not that way anymore. And it should be with technology. You'd think it would be easier to tally all this stuff up, but nope. Way more in common than divided by old paradigms of power. Yeah. The UN is neither of our friends when China wields greater influence on our policies than our own nation's populace. Exactly. And like I said, there's a lot of UN policies and agendas that have been slowly passed within the Canadian federal government in the last decade, even more, but the last decade specifically, or particularly, that Canadians don't know anything about. We don't know that they're passing these things. They just pass them, and it's lost in amongst a bunch of legal and political mumbo jumbo on these bills that are, thousands of pages long. We have no idea, and we're not going to know until the minute they decide to enact all of these things, and they're going to put them all in place and start enforcing them all at the same time. And that's it. We're hooped. We're not going to know what hit us until after it's hit us. It's just so ingrained in our laws, and we have no idea. Rock Monster saying Yukon Party wiped Liberals out of their house now. Nice. Just some NDP chairs. Yeah, NDP. Oh my gosh, they started over here in BC, and they have just the New Democratic Party. What does that sound like to you guys? What is that? Does it remind you of anything? Does it sound familiar? The New Democratic Party. It has a feel to it, like it's done before somewhere. Who are my celebrity crushes? I don't really have any celebrity crushes, honestly. Bulls Deep. Also, Israel down bad, but they aren't. Yes, but they aren't the only ones. Just the most influential. They're one of them, in my opinion. Having done my own research, I have come to think that there is roughly 13 to 15 different factions worldwide that have had control over the destiny of the world since ancient times. I think they have been working together to pursue what we now know of as the New World Order or the globalist agenda, but they have been working together towards that end for thousands of years. And they are very patient, these factions that control everything. Like when you talk about the deep state in America, the deep state would be like the bottom rung that these people would control. These are the faceless, the nameless, the people you don't know even exist that have control. The ones above Soros, the ones above the big wigs. And like I said, I believe there's 13 to 15 of them from around the world, and they've been working together to get this thing done. And we're finally nearing the completion of it, which means once they get the total control of the global population, they will then have to vie one against the other and fight to see who gets to control the all of it. And that's going to be an interesting time too, to see the factions show their faces and start to fight each other. Not fun for us. We're the peons. We're going to be hooped. But that is my opinion. That is the research I've done and found out. Don't believe a word I say. Take it with a big grain of salt. Do your own research. But that was my opinion. They're not the only ones by far, but at the moment, they're the most visible and influential for sure. And they have been for a while. They control the World Bank. It's okay. Brian says he's going to print a test chess piece. Okay. The resin's kind of old, so you need to test it before and see if it even prints. Fair enough. Fair enough. Brian's saying, I don't know why you would be making money off of 3D printing and carbon stocks. It's not a CO2 or methane releasing process. I don't know why you'd be making money off of 3D printing and carbon either. I don't know why or how you would do it for anything, though, because I don't get 3D printing. There are some folks in the chat, though, that know what you're talking about, so I'll leave it to them. Oh, I'm sorry. Keep on doing that 3D printing, yeah. The graphite stocks. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yes, Mr. Q talking about graphite stocks and your carbon capture stocks doing well. Yes, fair point. I've never had the kind of money that made it worth investing like that. Honestly, I've never had that kind of money. I've always kind of lived hand to mouth. So yeah, but that makes sense. All the tech stuff, the lithium, all the minerals. And again, that's the mineral rights alone that you would get, the oil and the minerals you would get from taking our 4 provinces and either helping us to get independence or helping us to become part of the states. It's amazing. It's phenomenal, the amount of natural resources that we have just here. The West Coast is beautiful, damn it. And BC, the reason it's Hollywood North is because we can replicate anywhere else in the world within BC. It's amazing. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of the world. And yeah, I love it to bits. When they do carbon capture. Rock Monster is saying BC has a UN drip problem. No American hands in that house. The stinky flags in the storm. UN been taking part in the fake queue of Canada. Yeah, therein is I mean, that's a very cryptic way of putting it. But yes, the UN has their hands all over Canada. We just don't realize it. We have no idea. And all the people worried about global warming are helping pay for carbon capture, so it gets government credits too. Dollars for Nancy Pelosi money. If only I could afford another 1,000 stock buys. Hello, Squabby. Yeah. The carbon capture. It's interesting too, the with the carbon the climate shit. We've had carbon tax here for quite a while. Trudeau brought it in fairly quickly, and it's interesting because we were kind of like the pilot test run, and it worked so well here that the UN decided to uphold it, and they're trying to pursue carbon taxes from everyone, from all the countries. So soon enough, you guys could be paying carbon tax as well. And carbon tax is just another way of saying they're going to tax absolutely everything and every single step of the way of everything you do. They're going to tax, the air you breathe, the water you drink, the energy that you expend toiling at whatever job you can get. They tax you for it all the way along. Squab. Oh shit. Okay. If I disappear, I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Uh, oh, good. Oh, good. I don't think it's the PC that stopped. I think it's my mouse. Oh, I hope it's the mouse. Look at that. I'm trying to scroll down in the chat and it's just gone dead. Bloop, bloop. Lights. Ah, yes. Okay. I'm like, oh my God, it's frozen. I'm just going to crash again and I'll have lost everyone. But no, it was just the mouse needed charging. Whew. So here we go. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love and all thy sons command. Yeah, they've changed the words again. It's all thy sons. I think they've changed sons. They've taken God out of the national anthem. Yeah, they've really fuggered with it. Mr. Q is saying, so my question is with that, how much money did China pump into Canada to own Canada? Because if they own the UN too, if they own the UN to own Canada, how much money did they pump into the UN or Canada? No, I think they've pretty much always had control of the UN, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the CCP has always had majority control over the UN, so to speak. They have put money into Canada, I am sure, but it's only in order to take it out. They have bought a lot of mineral rights and other resources. They've bought a lot of the rights to the resources. They've bought a lot of land, like actual physical property. They haven't, it's not like they've been pumping the Canadian economy for years, growing the Canadian economy to do this. No, that's just been insidious. The CCP has full control over their people, even people who defect or immigrate or what have you and come here. The CCP can still have control of them through people they have back in China, family, friends. Also, they have over the decade or so, the last decade or so, they have put up secret Chinese police shops across Canada. Across you guys have had some too that came out. There were some in America as well, but they've got secret Chinese police stations across Canada so that they can round up dissidents who have escaped to Canada. They can round them up and illegally ship them back to China to face consequences. So yeah, even if you manage to move here from China, you're not out from under the CCP's thumb. Not at all. And over many decades' time, a lot of the municipalities in the Lower Mainland have been taken over by, if not, overtly CCP party members. They've been funded so much. The people that they put in place will work to the CCP's order. It's interesting. My hometown where I grew up, the mayor of that town, he and his immediate family are on the CCP hit list because he has been so outspoken and so anti-CCP, and he has made a kind of like a safe, like a sanctuary city almost for some ex-Chinese people because they need to get away from the CCP. He's helped them, and he's really harmed the CCP's full control over the Lower Mainland. So yeah, he's managed to get himself on their death list, on their kill list. It's wild just how much control they have over the Lower Mainland. And it's happened slowly over many decades. They play the long game. These factions, of which the Chinese, the CCP is if not one of the factions, they're an arm off of one of them. Either which way, they play the long game, and they have patience. They'll do what they have to do, even knowing that their actions will have absolutely no consequence on things in their lifetime. They will do them anyways, knowing that in the future, all works to the greater good. It's scary. Cock blocked or clam jammed? Clam jammed. I like that. Not surprised it was Mo that came up with that one. Clam jammed. I like it. Hello, MSO. Good to see ya. Rock Monster saying foreign policies remove that stuff. Pierre talked about repealing the things attached to it, taxation under the climate change that they claim that Canadians create, the numbers, the targets. Liberals and NDP stood up front, masks, pushing lives across and enforcing the Health Act, the lockdowns. Yes, but if you go back and look, take a look at the books and at what actually happened. Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party were in lockstep. They went right along with the masks, the lockdowns, the forced vaxes, the passports. The Conservative Party was right there with them, had absolutely no qualms with any of it. So, yes, the Liberals, the NDP, yes, they were definitely at fault for it. But the Conservative Party of Canada were right there with them. Happy. Maxime Bernier, the one I was telling you that I'm standing behind, the PPC, the People's Party of Canada. He actually was arrested on a couple of different occasions because he chose to break the illegal do not whatever the supposed laws saying that we couldn't collect in public spaces when they were trying to lock down churches, but they left the liquor stores and the bars okay. When they were arresting and harassing pastors for holding church outdoors to keep their people safe from the COVID. He was actually getting arrested too. He was out there with them. He was fighting the good fight. So, like I said, I'm sure he's just as dirty as the rest. He did work for a very long time in the EU. You can't you can't get out of there spotless. But for all intents and purposes, the platform that he has been promoting for almost a decade now, or maybe even over a decade now, the PPC. But the platform hasn't changed, and it's been very common sense, very logical. Again, not that they're ever going to let him have any power. Pierre Poilievre will say he's going to lower or get rid of the climate tax and stuff like that. But remember, Carney did it too, and he removed some of the most recent carbon taxes. He removed them, but then he added different taxes under a different name that is taking more money from the Canadian people than the carbon tax that he canceled did. So, Pierre Poilievre could play that same game, and he does it very, very well. Patrick saying, I'm an American, so I have Trump as president. Well, there you go. For better or worse, I think he was the best of a bunch of bad options. He hasn't really done much of what he said he would do other than the immigration, which he has been doing brilliantly, in my opinion. But a lot of the other stuff that he promised, he hasn't been able to make happen. What happened to the only president to start no wars, or whatever it is, no wars, no new wars, and suddenly we're in you're in a bunch of them. Venezuela is locked down under full military control. They have called up the civilian army. They have what do they have? When you shit, bedtimes. When the whole city, everyone has to be locked down at a certain time each night. I can't remember the right term. It's totally disappeared. But Venezuela is ready for war, waiting because they expect Donald Trump to put boots on the ground in their main cities soon. So yeah, Trump has definitely not only not started. He's started new wars, but he hasn't ended the wars that he claimed he was going to end. Even today we've got Israel is still bombing Lebanon, I think it is, just whenever and however much they want. People of Gaza are down to like nothing. They just Israel will bomb there indiscriminately as well. Peace accord or no peace accord, and the same goes with Hamas. Don't think that I'm on the side of Hamas. They're just as bad. And Trump hasn't been able to fix that. What about Ukraine? They're still fighting in Ukraine and Russia. That was supposed to be done on day one. That hasn't happened. Instead, he's actually helped you guys send more money to Ukraine. It's ridiculous. He was the best of otherwise bad options, but he's definitely he's not the good guy. He's not the hero, no matter what he'd like to have you believe. So Dick Cheney, he was in charge of 2 different presidents when we were kids. I guarantee you he was a part of a secret society. Oh, I am sure. I remembered that he had shot someone, but I didn't remember the whole story, and I was reminded of it recently that apparently not only did he shoot the man in the face with birdshot, but the man ended up having to publicly apologize to Dick Cheney for getting himself shot by Dick Cheney. I don't remember that bit, but that's hilarious. It's not funny. It's upsetting and sad and infuriating. If you're the guy who got shot, I'm sure, but it's exactly the sort of thing to be expected. And the closer we get to it, the less they bother to hide the shit that's going on. Is this the tinfoil hat hour? It can be. You never know. That's why it's right here, because I can grab it in an instant notice if we need to. I'll let you know. Boo right now is absorbing a lot of catnip. I got a catnip toy, a couple of them from my brother's woman. She is a lovely, lovely woman, and she sent me home with toys for them. Well, Sweets has been diligently working and licking and finally made a hole in the material, which she then worked open and started to kind of spread all over. Boo's just noticed, just during my break, noticed that had happened and spread most of the rest of it across that pillow. So they were napping and sleeping off the last high, and I guess it's time for round 2. You can see licking her chops. So if you suddenly see the cat going zoomy, that's because of all the catnip that's in the bottom of that thing. You mean Darth Cheney? Oh, she's yeah. Buck is saying, yeah, fuck Trudeau. And Mr. Q saying, yeah, Katy Perry did probably pegged him. Yeah, my guess is more likely than not she was doing some pegging. In my opinion, with the proof and evidence that I have seen and heard, she is most definitely just a beard. So there you go. Take it for what you will. Regi, when you moving? Good to see you. Not anytime soon. He needs to find a place that is wheelchair accessible. That's like most important. And besides, a couple years from now, I'll be American anyways. It won't matter. Then we won't have to worry about all the paperwork and crap. Oh, that'll be the day. That'll be lovely. The United Nations did not recognize China until 1971, and that's when they screwed over Taiwan and Hong Kong. Okay. I don't know the full history. So like I said, yeah, please correct me. I just know that they've got control of it now, and they've had control of it for a while now. Since I've been a teenager and at all aware of world goings ons, which not long. I became a teenager, then I started doing drugs and stopped paying attention to a lot. Buck is saying Adam Chan is in Vancouver. Kung Fu teacher protested Red China, then had his Facebook hacked. There are a lot of people who have come away and tried to get away from the CCP. Some have succeeded. Like I said, the Chinese people have been in Vancouver for as long as anyone else has been in Vancouver. They built a lot of what we know of as Old Town Vancouver was built by Chinese people. So they've always been around BC. They've always been a part of us. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know when they started taking over. The CCP started taking control. I don't know. It started long before I was aware of these things. I just know that it's a thing now. There's a reason the rental, the cost of renting or owning a home is through the roof because of all the foreign owners who own these properties but don't actually live there. They just sit empty and unused. And so there's, thousands of people vying for hundreds of homes. There's not enough homes for the people, and of the homes that are there, a lot of them are sitting vacant. Again, they came in and they slowly bought mineral rights, natural resource rights, and property, actual land, a lot of actual land. Mr. Q says Daniel Smith is awesome. Alberta independence is law for the province. Nice. Okay, so they passed it. Alberta independence. Okay, so what exactly have they received? Because that was just a proposition. I'm going to go looking into that, Mr. Q. I'm going to have to go looking into that. Alberta Man commercial, literally the way I was born and raised, and I know my whole family is like that for the most part. The Alberta Man commercial. Let me. Oh, there's okay, and there we go. And yes, I see the buffalo now. Yeah, Alberta single-handedly brought the buffalo population out of extinction over here on the West Coast. Where is the... where? Oh, shit. Okay. So I got to go that way. And share. We will share the Alberta Man. There we go. Share. And here.
He once sent a steak back because it wasn't from Alberta. He flipped an NDP riding blue just by driving through it. He single-handedly built a pipeline to Tidewater before protesters could even get out of bed at noon. He supported Alberta independence before it was cool. He once met Justin Trudeau and asked how his father Fidel was doing. His kids learned to drive on gravel in reverse. He once hummed a tune at sunrise. By noon, it was Alberta's new national anthem. He won the Calgary Stampede bull riding title while signing the referendum petition mid-ride. He owns more firearms than the Canadian military. He considers it a modest collection. He showed up to the Freedom Convoy late and still got to Ottawa first. He doesn't follow political parties. They realign around him. He's been to weddings, funerals, and town meetings, all in the same shirt. He doesn't want to fix Canada. He wants to free Alberta. He is the most Albertan man in the world.
There you go. I like Alberta, man. That's good. I love it. Let me go back. There we go. So yeah, someone said, was it Colin Powell that Cheney shot in the face? I thought it was someone important, but I couldn't remember who it was that he shot in the face. Curfew. Thank you, Wally World and Buck. Thank you, you guys. There it is. Vale Valley said he shot Colin Powell. Or Colin Powell, whatever. I remember that he shot someone. I couldn't remember who it was that he shot. So if it was Colin Powell, that's even funnier because he had. Yeah. Wow. There we go. We're totally conquering Venezuela. That's going to happen by like next Tuesday. It's only going to take a couple days. Hell, look how long it took for Grenada. All right. If America wants to topple a government, we can do it. It only took Iraq and crippling and Saddam Hussein's entire army like a month. Yeah, but how long were you guys in Iraq, and how did that, that led into other wars? That's not the greatest example, because it just led to another war. Hello, Stephen Gosney. How you doing, bud? Good to see you. And I'm only 10 minutes behind in chat. You may still be here. Yeah. Okay. See, and you're saying it for me. 10 years later, we went back again and stayed forever. Right. That's exactly it. Oh, Steve is saying I'm late. No, don't worry about it. I've still got like 40 minutes to go. And you've got a bad connection. Well, hopefully it'll stay long enough we can keep you entertained. I've been having issues, all sorts of issues too. We are funding 3 out of the 5 armies that are involved in the civil war in Southeast Asia. Right now in Cambodia and Myanmar, we are the U.S. government. Yeah, you are the globalists' military. Yes, I have seen a show called Supernatural. It was filmed in Vancouver. I grew up right there. In fact, one of the makeup artists, not special effects artists, but one of the makeup artists was a good friend of mine. We worked together on a few different fashion projects. It's Vancouver. We're pretty heavily fashion as well as film. Hello, Neurodivergent One. How you doing today? Good to see you. Oh, make sure you hit that follow and smash the thumbs up. Thank you so much, Neurodivergent. You always come in there and tell me and tell everyone. I forget such things. Thank you. And hit that repost. Help spread the word. Thank you. So they were dove hunting and birdshot. Yeah, I knew it was birdshot. That just makes you look ugly for the rest of your life. It doesn't actually kill you. Yeah, it hurts like a bitch. It could potentially take out an eye. You could take your eye out. But yeah, it's not going to kill you. I didn't remember it was Colin Powell. Again, I was old enough to have heard about it, but not old enough to have cared much about it. I was still a kid, Yeah, surprised you didn't lose an eye. Taking a bunch of birdshot to the face, right? Come on down. We Americans will welcome you. Yeah, well, I'm like I said, within the next couple of years, I may very well just be Canadian, and we've really it's got to happen within the Trump admin, because we have no idea who's going to be in next. We may lose this bargaining chip that we have if we don't act on it within his term. So yeah, I'm just going to sit back and bide my time. I do, as soon as I can, I do want to come and visit. I finally got a passport, but now I don't have the money for the trip. Par for the course. I can't afford the travel now, but slowly but surely I am socking money away, and I will come and visit for sure. But I'm not too worried about moving. We need to find Johnny a wheelchair accessible home first and foremost. Oh, Mr. Q's gray cat is trying to help him make some pie. So that's cute. That's helpful. Aren't they great cats? as long as they don't show up and drop a mouse in the pie, I think you'll be okay. Stephen Godsby saying Hong Kong. I think that was part of the 99-year lease with China and Britain, or Sheen, and Britain, not related to the 1971 opening with China. Okay. And Mr. Q is saying you might be right, Steve. I think Britain would have tried to keep it if it wasn't for the UN. Fair enough. And Buck saying the wonderful Wizard of Gauze. Exactly. The Godfather is here. Mr. Q. So he shot the black guy. I forgot about that. Yeah. Not only was it, Colin Powell of all people, but yeah, he's a black guy too. So he did. He it's a cracker shooting the black guy in the face with the birdshot. And then because of the power that he had, the black guy was forced to apologize for getting in the way of the birdshot. I forgot about that bit too. Or maybe I never really knew it because I wasn't paying attention at the time. But yeah, it's wild and crazy. The things our politicians get up to, eh? There will always be super wars in the Middle East. There has been since the beginning of time. Exactly. The same with Israel and everyone else. They've all been fighting over the same patch of land for thousands of years. Nothing we say or do is going to fix or change it. They have to figure it out themselves, or they can be happy continuing in the thousands of years of fighting each other endlessly and cruelly. Their choice. We should have nothing to do with it at all. But then I feel that way about a lot of things. I don't think we should be funding Ukraine either. In that specific instance, if you go back in the history books far enough, you'll see that Russia isn't the bad guy in this one. The people of those two places had a referendum and voted totally legally and lawfully voted to secede from Ukraine and become their own independent republics. The government of Ukraine, which was backed by the American government and others, then sent people in and basically burned people alive, tore down buildings. You can, rather than get into all of that, if you watch a documentary series called The Roses Have Thorns, or not even that, it's just Roses Have Thorns. That goes through from the point of the leading up to the actual votes to secede and going on through it. And it shows what happened to the people because they decided to vote to become separate people. They didn't want to be Russian. They did not want to be Russian, but they didn't want to be Ukrainian anymore either. Because if they stayed Ukrainian, they would have to deny anything that was Russian about themselves. And they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to be Russian either. They wanted to be what they were, which was a mixture of the two. It was a border states, basically. But yeah, because they didn't want to stay in Ukraine, they were cruelly used and abused and massacred and for years. And it has slowly led up to things like the siege, the multiple sieges of the the brand new airport. They had just finished building and then they blew it to bits and they kept switching one side, then the other side would have control over it. And then leading up to what finally led Russia to standing up and saying, we recognize these two places as independent republics. They didn't fight Ukraine. They just recognized them. And Ukraine kept bombing these two states or provinces. And yeah, it's in this particular instance, Putin's the good guy, in my opinion. But yeah, and it's wild and crazy that the world has gotten to the point where, I'm siding with Putin over our side, like the West, but the West is not the West anymore. Hello, Wild. Dropping your thumbs up on the road to the Northwoods. Nice. You miss us and hope everyone's doing well. Thank you, Wild. It's good to get a heads up to know you're still alive and kicking. We're all good. Johnny took the day, hopefully to relax, do nothing. He's been overexerting himself. Tomorrow on Just Kidding LLC at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. You guys do your own maths, but 11 Pacific Standard Time, we will be doing the Friday fundraiser. We have a name for it, but I can't, it's escaping me. Either which way, we have the Wheel of Death. And the whole point of the fundraising is to gather as much funds during the stream as possible, so he doesn't have to ask you for money the rest of the month. We have a whole lot of fun. I call it mildly annoying or mildly irritating. Sorry. Lots of things on the wheel. He has to shave a strip of hair off his arm or a patch out of his beard. He's not allowed to shave the week leading up to these monthly events, just so that it's visible. He needs to eat. He's got the any flavor Harry Potter jelly beans. So it could be something tasty, or it could be something like dead fish or dirty sock. We've got hot sauces and Marmite and all sorts of other goodies. We're going to try and get some Malort mailed to him in time for next month. We can't get it to Johnny in time for tomorrow, but we're going to make sure that it happens for next month. And all of these different mildly irritating things get put on the Wheel of Death. And for every $50, he spins that Wheel of Death. And it's not 50. He'll take aggregates of. So we're not expecting you to drop $50 at a time, but fives, tens, twos, whatever. Every time it adds up to $50, we spin the wheel and he gets mildly irritated and I laugh my ass off. It's a whole lot of fun. It's a special one tomorrow because not only is it the Go Fuck Me stream, there we go, the Go F Me stream, but it is also his birthday celebration. His birthday was the 2nd. So tomorrow we're going to celebrate. So there will be drinks involved. You cannot buy drinks. It's not that kind of a drinking stream, but there will be drinks being had in celebration. So feel free to join us. Just Kidding LLC on Rumble, YouTube, and Twitch. And it's at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So 1 Central and 2 Eastern. There you go. I did the math for you myself. So there's no reason for you to miss it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Come hang out. Can't I just make an igloo? I'm in Canada. Yeah, it's not that cold everywhere. Sorry, Buck. Hello, Red Dragon. There's more people waiting on the drive-thru at Starbucks than watching this. That might very well be true. I just hang out because I enjoy hanging out. And if there's anyone to talk to, which there has been, I do it. So, yeah. If you want to hang out and continue chatting, that's fine, though. You're more than welcome. 'Tis the season. A deer just ran across I-75. My heart skipped a beat. You be careful, Wild. You be careful driving out there. It is that time of year, is it not? Wow. It's apparently it's going to be a very, very hard winter this year. I am stocking up on non-perishables and things like tea lights. I always buy a couple of bags of tea lights this time of year. It's amazing. You can cook with tea lights if you have enough of them in the setup, right? But yeah, there's things that I always stock up on this time of year, and I'm making sure I've got extra because it's going to be tough this year. I don't know that I'll be able to get out of the house if we get the winter that they're telling us we're going to get. They could be totally wrong, and it could have like no snow like we did last year. It could be very, very mild, but swinging through for the like. Have a great stream. Thank you, Texan Spy Historian. Oh, hi, neurodivergent one. Good to see you. That's awesome. Igloos are not nice to live in. It's pretty much camping and below freezing temperatures outside. Done it before. It's not fun. I've been in igloos. You can make it livable. You can, but it's never gotten cold enough where I lived to be able to do that. Our Native American people were doing long houses and teepees and the like. No igloos. Yes, Wild saying the jelly beans. Yes. I'm tempted. I'm gonna have to look into it and make sure there's no fish byproducts. But if they're safe for me, I'm tempted to order some jelly beans as well so I can join in the fun. Because I do feel a little bad that Johnny's being mildly irritated for 3.5 hours every month, and I just sit there and laugh at it. I feel a little bad at times. So I've been thinking about things that I can do to join in the fun time. Haven't come up with a lot yet, but not working that hard on it either. But I do feel guilty, and we'll see what we can do. Once we're finally in the same location, that will make a lot of things easier too. Hello, Firstborn Unicorn. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, there he is right there. Random shots are on the wheel. Oh, okay, random shots are on the wheel. There you go, kids. So another reason to come and hang out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Have I seen The Conjuring? I'm pretty sure I have. I can't remember it though. My brain is very much like a sieve. Things stick, but I don't know why or when they're going to stick. And I am very much like 50 First Dates when it comes to things like movies, TV, books. I can watch a movie time after time after time and totally forget what it is that we watched just a few days or a week ago. And I can rewatch the same thing again like it was brand new. It's just weird. So I'm pretty sure I have seen The Conjuring, though. I'm pretty sure. Come on, Wild. Up north outlaws. Jack Pine Savage. It's shoot them brown things in the forest so you can pretend to be a good ICE agent. Wow. Okay. I'm pretty sure she's just going up to enjoy the cabin. I don't think she has to worry about ICE agents either, but Why tea lights, heat and light only? Partially because they're cheap AF. They are stupid cheap. I do have a good collection of like beeswax candles, pillars, and tapers and stuff. But for the purposes of for heat and for cooking, the tea lights are the easiest and the cheapest way to go about it. I plan basically for if everything were to go down and I needed to survive in this apartment with no electricity for like a month or two. Hopefully not 2. But so I always pick up a couple bags of tea lights this time of year. And the amount of heat that you can generate from just a couple of tea lamps it's amazing. You can cook like a chicken, a whole chicken on tea lights, as long as you've got the right build. There's no electricity. I mean, the oven is a perfect place to do it, but otherwise you can always build your own oven. You've got tin foil, right? Build your own thing with the tea light sitting below it. You can cook, you can boil your water. It's really great. There's a lot of survival tips involving tea lamps or tea lights. So yeah. Is it still 20 as spin? I don't know. It was only a couple of minutes ago too. Oh, you're probably asking Wild. That's what. Okay. Your firstborn's doing great. Busy writing. Oh, good, good, good. Yes, I know. I haven't seen you for ages either. I went away, and then NFG has had his family thing going on. So no trivia, which is kind of good because I had run out of questions, and so I was going to have to start actually putting effort into getting questions each Sunday. So, the lazy part of me is like, this is nice. But yes, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to make a point of being more visible. I lurk a lot because I'm doing a bunch of stuff. And honestly, like I was saying the other day, depression has been a real thing of late. Depression is always, hardest this time of year, so it is. I understand intellectually. I understand why I am in a down part. I understand why. I understand that the trip that I took a lot out of me mentally and physically, and I need to recharge from that. So, like, I intellectually I understand why my depression has been bad. Doesn't make it any easier though. I haven't found a trick for making it easier to deal with. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of lurking, but I've been telling people that I will make a point of actually saying hi when I'm lurking, um, and be personable and sociable. So I will try and drop in on some of this Rumble streams throughout the week that I wouldn't normally drop in for. Or rather, I will say hi in the ones that I drop in for, but I don't say hi in. You guys are really good. You show up and you say hi, even if you're just doing a flyby visit. You guys are also good, the Rumble people. Making me look bad. Oh, Firstborn Unicorn is saying she got ex-jailed for a week after they blocked a potentially viral video you posted. Oh, pain in the arse. Pain in the arse. And you can't get that back, eh? When the time is gone, the time is gone. We're supposed to have a bad winter so we can have... Oh, I see. We're going to have a bad winter so you guys over there in America can have an easy one to have fun. Okay, fair enough. Last winter was so mild, it didn't feel like we ever left fall. It kind of felt like we just had two falls and then it rolled into spring again. There was hardly any snow. So yeah, we're definitely due for a bad one. And I'm okay with it. I like playing in the snow. And there's no kids. Well, there's teenagers. There's no kids that live in my complex anymore. So I'm really me and the one of the neighbors. We're the only ones that have any intention of playing in the snow, and we have a blast. We have snow angels, and I do Big Bird feet tracks and snowball fights and all sorts. It's awesome. It's an adult's winter wonderland. So I'm looking forward to the heck out of it. I'm going to Whitefish Point for the 50th commemoration of the Fitzgerald sinking. I'm gonna close the cabin. Yeah. Interesting. It's been 50 years. Honestly, you know what? Another thing with my depression, just saying, some of you guys are vice people, legal vice people, so but yeah, Jeff and I, our birthdays were just a week apart, or 2 weeks apart exactly. So that kind of stuck. And then Halloween, Jeff always made Halloween special, and there was nothing like that this year. And I know that we're coming up a little less than 2 months from now. be on a year of his being gone, and so all of that is weighing on me as well. So there's lots of different things that go into this wonderful depression thing. um, but yeah, Jeff has been on my mind an awful lot, and more the closer we get to December. So that's not helping a whole lot. And he was the only reason I mentioned Jeff is because he was very interested in the Fitzgerald. I'm supposed to make his life terrible in certain ways and better in others. That's the whole point. Oh, okay. Good to know. Buck is saying I make emergency candles out of Crisco, melt it and pour it into glass jars, then insert along the wick into it. Interesting. Okay. I know my stepdad, he had a wonderful idea. He would take a whole toilet paper rolls and he would stuff the dryer lint in the center of it until it was pretty solid. And then he would soak them in paraffin and hang them to dry. And then you just slice off little flakes whenever you need it. And it's fire starter in an instant. So those things worked. I mean, we worked on that same roll forever. I don't remember us ever finishing it. So it was really interesting. Great way to go about it. Wild's meeting up with her boat nerd friends. Oh, there you go. Everyone's saying hi to Wild. Hello, AP. How you doing? Good to see you again. Did Mr. Q is asking, did anyone else enjoy the full beaver moon last night? No, I did not know there was anything fancy about last night, so I didn't look. Yeah, I'll take a boo out tonight. Is it even? Oh yeah, it's dark. I don't know if it's clear, but it's definitely dark. But no, I missed the beaver moon. Apparently, we are. Canada is going to have some really great views of the Northern Lights the next month or so. So as long as it's clear, I'll actually be able to see them. Okay, Wild is crossing the Mackinac Bridge. Good conditions, 20-mile-per-hour winds. That's not bad. All right. Well, you drive safe. That bridge is amazing. But it's wild in a winter. Yeah, I say wild, and now I've got a friend named Wild, and it's hard. But I've seen some really bad driving conditions. That bridge is amazing. It's awesome. Yeah, Buck is saying November 10th is the anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald. So that's what Wild is going up to see. The commemoration for it. Right, Comet Lemon on Saturday hopefully is not cloudy, but I think it will be. Okay. Comet Lemon? I'm not sure. I don't think that's what you meant, but the comet's on Saturday. I will try and remember to look up. Jeff being gone sucks. He was so awesome, right? It just, just little things. Little things keep popping up, and more little things pop up, and have been popping up lately. Yeah, I miss him, and I feel like an absolute dick. I had every intention of being up the Sunday morning to watch his Halloween streams, and I slept right through it. The girls, they start telling me they're starving at least an hour before each meal time. Even if I were going to sleep through, or even if my alarms weren't going to work right because it was the time change, I was relying on the girls to wake me up, and they didn't. And I feel like an absolute dick because I wanted to be there and watch them. I just didn't wake up. Oh, there you go. Wild says she'll toss a rock into Lake Superior for Jeff. Thank you. He'd probably appreciate it. And Mr. Q saying, damn, I'm getting old. Oh, man. Oh, Mr. Q says he was sad today, had to take down the Halloween decorations, put up Christmas. I don't put up Christmas anymore. I live by myself. There are no children in my world that come here. They're all, a minimum 6-hour drive away from me. So I just don't bother. Yeah, it's so much less hassle. So it's sad to take down the Halloween decorations, but it's nice that I don't have to mess around with Christmas crap anymore. The up in November is crazy, says AP, and Wild is given a heart. She says she'll be shooting some video. Well, that's cool. That's awesome. You want to share it with me, and I'll get it to the Vice Squad. So Cloudy Lemon then. Yeah, comment lemon or cloudy lemon. I have no idea. Northern Minnesota this weekend will be pretty busy, says Mr. Q. His bunch of people and their bunch of families and their people are coming up for the deer hunt. Those northern lights mean it's going to have crappy internet. I don't know if that affects us. Our internet lines run underground. I don't know if that would affect us. Good night, Wild. You drive carefully and have a great time. We'll see you soon. Oh, you say the individual letters? Oh, so it's the UP. Oh, okay, I thought it was the up. Shows what I know. Oh, wow. Mr. Q is saying his girlfriend's dad bought over $1,800 worth of booze alone. My God. There's something. There's good news because BC Liquor, the union has been on strike for ages now. It got to the point where my town had sold out of a specific type of canned beverage that a friend of mine drinks religiously. The town ran out. They have not had much selection at all. It's been petering out. The liquor stores did manage to get 2 shipments or 3 shipments in this week, but they're so backed up. They're from months ago. So it's been very, very hard. What I'm saying is it's very, very hard to come by the booze that you would like. You kind of got to take what's there and deal with it. So I've been busting my butt trying to find myself some more of the Crown Royal green apple. More importantly, I really wanted, because it's Christmas time, I wanted to get some of the Crown Royal salted caramel so badly. I've been wanting that. Turns out Crown Royal is not making the salted caramel this year, which sucks. But the neighbor was able to go to one of the liquor stores out by where she works and pick up a 2.6 of Jack Daniel's honey. So she was able to find American booze, which is not supposed to be on the shelf. But we couldn't get our booze because BC Liquor Union is on strike. So, but either which way, I do have booze. I'm going to go pick it up when the stream ends. Going to go grab it from her and pay her for it. And I will have booze for the birthday Go After Me stream tomorrow. So, yay. No, it's a Comet. Lemon, like the news guy from CNN. Oh, that was a lip-wristed. Hi. Okay. So it is a comet. The lemon comet is going blah, blah, blah. The Comet Lemon will be here on Saturday. Okay. So you guys can look out for it. Honestly, 9 times out of 10, if there's something going on in the skies here in BC, it's overcast, because it tends to be overcast a lot. Oh, Rock Monster. When the lab breach happened, the things you and Canadians missed going on in the CPC party. the 2 weeks to fly. Oh, yes. Yes. I don't even, I'm able to follow that even further back in history. It was interesting. It was something I mentioned to my mom, of all people, at the time. A couple of Chinese um, scientists that were working in a super secret lab here in Canada stole some samples and defected back to China, or refect. I don't know what the term is. They left here with a whole bunch of stuff that they had taken illegally, samples and whatnot, and ran back to China. Um, and then a few years later, suddenly the same place that they went to work at from running out of Canada was the Wuhan lab, and suddenly the Wuhan lab is the place that COVID comes from. So you can connect dots. Yeah, like it was something that caught my ear at the time, but I never really thought a whole lot more of it. But then when suddenly COVID happens, like three or 4 years later, it was like, oh, okay, I see now. So yeah, there's I don't know which lab breach you're specifically talking about, but yes, there was a lot of things going on in the Conservative Party of Canada during the COVID fun. There was an awful lot of things going on everywhere for the COVID fun. Oh, booze. Yes, booze. It's a birthday, and it's a fund me thing. So yeah, I'm gonna have a drink or two. Rock Monster is saying the son of Canada. Okay, yeah, the Sons of Canada who know where the diaper belongs. Okay. Okay, interesting. No, actual booze. I'm getting JD. She's got a bottle of JD honey, so real booze, no moonshine, not yet. But it is funny that the liquor strike has been on in BC so long that the liquor stores are bringing their American alcohol back out and putting it back on the shelf, just so that they've got something to sell to the BC drinkers, because they haven't been able to get any shipments in. So yeah, for I paid $10 more than I normally paid for the JD honey. But I'm not getting my salted caramel crown this year, apparently. And no one had any other, they didn't have the green apple. There was a chocolate Crown Royal, but I just don't know if I don't know about that one. So Firstborn Unicorn saying, yeah, but he said something about cloudy the first time. Let me go back. Oh yeah, so he said Comet Lemon on Saturday. Hopefully it's not cloudy. So that's where you got clouds from. He's hoping it won't be cloudy so he can see it. Canadian bathtub gin. Ooh, us Canadians, we make a damn good whiskey. We know how to do our bathtub booze. We do. It hasn't got quite that bad here in BC yet. If it got too much worse, I have actually ordered booze from Alberta before and had it mailed to me here. That's how I got the Shackletons. I ordered 2 bottles of Shackletons and had them mailed to me from Alberta. So, I mean, that can be done again. So we're not at the point of making bathtub booze just yet. Soon, but not yet. The internet lines that run underground are ultimately transmitted through a satellite. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so. At some point. You worked for telecommunications for a while. Okay, that's cool. The military made you do it. Okay, fair enough. And you're right, too. I wasn't thinking things all the way through. And of course, it still has to go through the satellite at some point. So the magnetic squall or storm or whatever will still affect it. You're right. 37 degrees. And you're a Fahrenheiter, aren't you? Oof. It's 9 degrees Celsius here right now. So 37 Fahrenheit to Celsius is 2 degrees. Okay. Yeah, it's 9 right now. So yeah, it's a little cold for you. Yeah, we've got a low of 5. It's definitely getting colder. Faux show. Camel TV. Oh, hello. Good to see you. You like going to Canada? Well, thank you. We like having you. Jason Kenney is removing the mask law. The lab breach happened in Winnipeg. Son walked with Harper. Okay. Jason Kenney didn't remove the mask law. He got busted for breaking the mask law. Not that anything happened to him. There was a lab breach in Winnipeg. I know that there was like 2 sets recently of lab breaches with Chinese scientists taking samples on economy, regular civilian flights back to China. So I don't know if the Winnipeg one that you're talking about is specifically one of the newer ones recently, or if you're talking about the same one that I was talking about, happened about 4 or maybe 5 years before COVID hit. I had my 47 the last week, so I'm gonna add me and Johnny can be young, have fun, and drink Pepsi. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. You don't have to drink along with us. Rexstart is saying it's a frigid 72 where you're at. Okay. It's 22. Oh, you silly. 22 degrees. And she's there. Was it a she? I can't remember who said 37 degrees. MSO. No, that's a he. And he's at 2 degrees. And you're at 22. You're just teasing us. You big meanie. Oh my goodness. Look at that though. We're at the 2-hour point, and I just so happen to have caught up with the chat. So it's like it was happening on purpose. Everything as it should be. So I will call it here. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening wherever you go and whatever you do. And please do not forget to join myself and Johnny tomorrow. Just Kidding LLC, all one word, on Rumble, YouTube, and Twitch from 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to go for about 3.5 hours as we normally do, only it's the Go F Me stream where we have the mildly irritating things on the wheel of death, and every $50, Johnny has to spin it and do whatever it says in the thing. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. It's also his birthday. So there'll be a couple of drinks involved as well. I hope you guys can join us. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you then. Bye.
Topics change from day to day. Science, art, or history's play. No path too twisted, no trail too thin. She dives right in where to begin. Nothing's too obscure. She'll dig and take a spirit so pure. From ancient lore to future dreams, every question finds its gleam.